Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you so much for joining today. If this is your first time here guys, do not forget, all right, click that subscribe button down. So guys, like I always say, my aim of creating this YouTube channel is to make impact in at least one person's life, all right? That is to say, I want to change a life, at least one. Now, few days back or yesterday, I made a video about how you can successfully study in Canada and of course, getting your permanent residency, not just the postgraduate work permit, but getting your permanent residency. And I said that video was for broke people like myself because I'm very broke, all right? I come from a broke family and I believe that there are a lot of other Africans or other youths out there whose dreams are bigger than mine, who also intend to migrate abroad. I was not in this position in 2015, but I want to share my experience and also teach somebody. Like I said, if you didn't watch that video, go back and watch that video. I said if you are broke and you are looking for a community college in Canada, locate colleges in British Columbia and in Saskatchewan, and I lay emphasis on Saskatchewan most especially because they have a particular pilot, a particular study pathway, work visa pathway or something, which I don't really remember, but there is a particular pathway where you can easily get work permit or work documents and of course permanent residency in the state. Is it the province of Saskatchewan? I equally talked about British Columbia because I have done some research and I realized that a lot of job offers will come from British Columbia. So in that video I said if you are broke, all you need to do is to look for money to apply for a program, a 1-year program specifically in these localities. Do not apply for a 1-year program, especially if you don't have a degree. Please let me add this thing here again. If you are applying to study in, make sure that your college is at least, even if it's 1 year, make sure that you have a degree. The reason is because most citizens in Canada, they don't want to live in those areas I first of all mentioned, Saskatchewan and British Columbia and all the rest, you understand? So they would want to live in Toronto, Ontario, all these bigger cities. Now it gets complicated because if you are not educated, especially if you do not have a degree, it will be difficult somehow for you to get a job. But if you locate these areas I just mentioned, okay, these are areas that most people don't want to live there. Canadians are running away from there. Yes, that is fact. If you don't know, check it again and you see. If you go to these areas, the tendency is that you study for 1 year. Now you launch your application for an open work permit. They are going to give it to you before you know you are a citizen in Canada. This is pure facts most people don't know. Stop chasing bigger cities in Canada. If you are a broke person, this video is for people who don't have money. Please do not get me wrong. It is for people who will not be able to provide this heavy money for bank accounts and blocked account or whatever, or proof of funds. Remember, for you to study in Canada, you need to demonstrate that you have at least 10,000 and above for 1 year living expensive to the government of Canada. All right, before your tuition fee, let's assume that your tuition fee is $10,000 Canadian dollars, then you have to now prove 20,000 Canadian dollars for your 1-year diploma program. Now assuming that you are going to a state university, you will need more than that. Assuming that you are going into a 2 years diploma program or postgraduate program, you will need more than that. Now you are going for just 1 year because of what? You are broke. When you finish, you now launch an application. All right, of course there are no persons or the people who want to work are limited in these places. Most citizens or the Canadian citizens are not interested in the jobs in these areas. Now what happens? They will now jejely sign your document without looking backward. But if you try to impose this or you try to do this, it will be difficult for you. This is pure facts a lot of people don't know. So I'm here to spill the truth today. Now if you are a broke person and you finally got an admission to study in Canada, I assume that we are all broke. Of course, there are rich people, we know, but I am assuming that if you are watching me, we are all broke. Let's do an assumption like that, not insult to anybody, guys. Now, if you finally get your your study permit, not your study permit, but their admissions offer to study in this Canadian university. Now you have struggled and somebody gave you maybe proof of funds or maybe documents to prove that you have money to take care of yourself, which you don't even have at all. Now remember, there are other documents you need to prove to the officials, the visa officials, remember there is no face-to-face interview. Therefore, you only have to prove yourself using your documentation. Remember, family ties are very important. Ties that you are going to return back home, because your program is 1 year and you have to convince the visa official to give you the visa to go and study that program and return back home. Never you mention that you are not going to return home. You must prove to them that you will come back home. That is the first thing. Family ties, or maybe ties back home, or ties in your home country. Another thing now is proof of funds. Make sure you demonstrate that you have the money. I always emphasize that your parents, all right, your brothers, your sisters, that's your father and your mother, or your brothers and sisters, should be the best people to do this proof of funds for you. But there are other ways you can do proof of funds which you have to verify. It is still very okay. But if you don't have these other methods, do not leave your visa application unchecked because you don't have proof of funds. Make sure you go and attend your interview even if you don't have proof of funds. Please take this from me today. I'm telling you this because somebody got admissions in the USA. She is now in the USA, whereas he did not show proof of funds. Yes, this is pure facts. People will not tell you. You know, on social media, people will say, my good side, how I got admissions, how I proved my funds, and blah, blah, blah. Those people that are struggling, you will not see them on the internet, except somebody like us who have the platform. We bring them here to tell you. Somebody got admissions to study in the USA. The parents could not afford anything. The sisters or siblings could not afford anything. Then he went to the embassy with a big file like this without proof of funds inside. This is pure facts, I'm telling you. And she got the visa. Yes, she got it. She's now in the USA. The school gave her scholarship. What happened? She just buckled up herself and went to the embassy as if he already got every document with a very big file. Sat there, why are you going to the USA? He answered. What are you going to do? She answered. What course are you going to study and where? She answered. Blah blah blah. She answered, and at the end of the day, they did not ask for proof of funds. That is pure miracles. That is why I'm telling you people that even if you do not have proof of funds, proof the documents. But of course, remember, for Canada, you are not going straight to face like for United States. So automatically, they might be checking to see how much money you have. Okay, they would obviously check. So please do not leave your visa application without it and say that you don't have proof of funds. No, don't do that. Even if you don't write it there, even if you don't have it, write a letter attached to your motivation letter and tell the visa official that, yes, I know I don't have proof of funds, but I'm able to pay my flight, but I know that I'll be able to cope using this, some certain scholarship, quote examples. But I'm not saying that you should apply for a visa without proof of funds. It's not good, but in some cases, miracles can happen for you. So guys, put this into consideration. Now, some of the things you should include your educational credentials. Of course, you need those documents. Okay, then you equally need other documentations. Now, proof of funds has to be among the documents, and you need to prove. I have said that bank statement should be at least 6 months. Please make sure you draft a good bank statement, because that is the bank statement or proof of funds documents that is going to help you. Don't go and meet people to give you fake bank statement. All right, I'm still going to talk about another scenario I saw. I want to elaborate on it so that a lot of people can learn, please. Now, among the bank statement, you have a document called the motivation letter. This is the letter that would determine the visa official to give you the letter, to give you the visa, even if your bank statement is not correct. That is why I said pay attention to the proof of funds. It's very important. Now, what are you going to be writing on that motivation letter? You address it to who? The visa official, not so to the honorable consular. All right, then there's madam. The next statement, you talk who you are and what you are applying for and what you are going to study, right? That is the first paragraph. The second paragraph should be in that same motivation letter. Remember, it is called a motivation letter or a statement of purpose. Why are you going to study in this particular university? You have to elaborate why you are going to study in this particular university. Another paragraph, what actually impress you to go and study in Canada, because that university is found in Canada, not so. So why did you choose Canada should be the next thing you are going to do over there. Okay, when you finish answering these questions, they have to go chronologically. All right, make sure you convince them to believe that what you are putting in for, you are going to do it successfully. It is very, very important for you to make sure that the visa official understand why you are studying the program. Why did you choose the program? Why did you choose Canada? All right, this particular program, why did you choose it, despite the fact that you have studied civil engineering before, computer technology before, philosophy before, or maybe physics or mathematics? These are some of the things that you need to put into consideration. They are very, very important, and you need to ask questions. All right, try to write the letter very well, and if you don't have all the details, ask questions to people that will be willing to tell you some of these things. There are people willing to help. If you write a comment now in the comment section of this YouTube channel, of course I'm going to reply you. I'll reply you. If it's something I know, I will tell you. If it's something I don't know, I will not say anything because I don't know it. Then another very big important thing is who is going to be your sponsor. Write about your personal and academic qualifications in another paragraph. Then you talk about your sponsorship. How are you going to finance your education? How are you going to be sponsoring? Did you pay any first deposit before? Did you pay any money to the university before? You have to explain all these things to them so that they understand what you are going in for. I already talked about why the Canada, why the program, and of course you have to talk about your future ambitions. All right, do not give the visa official impressions that you do not have a plan. All right, like I said, your plan is always that you are going to return back home, so you have to talk specifically. Remember, when you start mentioning A from above, make sure you mention A till you reach the last point, because if you mix up the things, there is going to be a very serious threat or problem to your application. Please do not make this error. It is very important for you to draft the statement of purpose very well. It is a very important document. I hope this video is going to help you. Make sure that before you apply to any university in Canada, you should already have someone or people that are going to stand for you. If you don't have, do not apply. But like I said, in the case of the United States, when you are going face to face, you might be asked to provide the proof of funds. You might not be asked to provide the proof of funds, but in this case, even if you don't have the proof of funds, go for the interview. When they ask for your proof of funds, tell them what you want to say, but speak intelligently. All right, you can speak intelligently if you think that there is a scholarship you are trying to woo from the university. This is going to be helping, and this is going to help you a lot. Like I said, miracles do happen. Do not give up at a certain stage, because if you give up, people who didn't give up will succeed and you will remain behind. This is the truth, and this is pure facts I'm telling you. This is pure facts I'm telling you. A lot of people, you will not see a lot of people on the internet that got visas this way. I'm telling you something. So instead of you withdrawing, make sure you drop your application. Make sure you drop your application. Procrastinating and prolonging your stuff is dangerous. Do not procrastinate. It is very important, guys. Have the spirit of a giant. Go and face them like a fighter. You already know your situation. So are you going to fold your arms and say no? Go and face them like a fighter. I wish everybody luck in this visa application that is coming up, and maybe we will meet somewhere, sometimes in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, or anywhere in the future. Until we meet again, please like this video.